when I'm not all over the place. That's why when I get off the air, I always take like a good 20 minutes to just kind of chill.
Oh, yeah.
I always feel like I need to do that. Here we go. Welcome in. It's the Positively Petland Show. AM 800 KXIC. One of my favorite shows. Couple reasons. We talk about pets, which is fun. There's often puppies in studio, which brighten up anybody's day. And it's Thursday, too, which means we're getting closer to the weekend. Plus, my buddy Ron Salzard's here. And so there's a lot of reasons to be happy for the Positively Petland Show.
Thank you. That's a nice intro.
Thank you. Thank you for coming today, Ron. This show has been going on for a long time. Time flies, doesn't it? Like 3 years that we've been doing this.
Yeah, it has.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
We started out in that old studio, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can.
Remember the corner studio?
Figure, yeah.
We should play one of our oldest shows at some point.
I've listened to them, and
they're a little different.
Yeah, a little different.
We've got it down now. We've got Big Voice Guy in line, and we know what we're doing now. We have, of course, the amazing pet story of the week, the breed of the week. It's organized, certainly better than it once was, but it was fun. Actually, if you remember the name, the Positively Petland Show, we did a contest early on.
That was one of our listeners.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was totally impressed with that name, too. I was like, wow.
Works great.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's the Positively Petland Show. You're welcome to call, especially if you own a Lhasa Apsu. That is what we're looking for, owners of Lhasa Apsu. If it's a mix, that's fine, too. But if you'll get them a free bag of treats just for calling the show and a free bag of dog food from Nutro, you get that nice little prize package courtesy of Nutro just for calling the show. So what we want from you is to tell us the name of your dog and then just tell us a little bit about your dog. What kind of, is it an active dog? Was it easy to train? Was it difficult to train? Is it still not trained? Anything that you can contribute to the show, we'd love to hear about Lhasa Apsus in particular because that's the breed of the week. Ron will give us some history and teach us about what that breed is all about. It's been a long time since we've talked about the Lhasa Apsu. So that's our breed of the week. We have an amazing pet story of the week, which is a deaf boy that was rescued by a dog and from a burning home. And there's a photo that accompanies this article, and you can see the blaze. It's take over the whole house. It's quite frightening, and we'll tell you about that story. So dog helping out, an amazing pet story of the week. Ron, what else do you have to talk about today?
We are going to talk about pets in the news, and it is the bed season. So we're going to just talk about some of the new styles of beds that are out there and some tricks that you might not know about to keep that bed smelling nice and fresh.
The bed season?
It is the bed season. You know, that it is something that I was, it was 8 years ago when we were just learning the business and all that kind of stuff. There is a bed season for pets, and it just automatically starts when the temperatures drop. People come in and get beds for the dogs.
Why?
I don't know. It just, they probably think of warmth. Oh, it's getting them off of that cold floor.
Sure,
that kind of aspect.
Yeah, I guess in the summertime it's not as it's critical to get them off the cold floor.
Right. There they sometimes want to be on the floor to do some cooling down. But so it's the season that everybody starts thinking about beds. And this year there is some really unique beds that have come out. So we'll talk about those.
They're bunk beds? No bunk beds for dogs?
Practical beds.
That would work.
Maybe
we should make
I
one.
would say that would not work.
You don't think?
I'd be so fearful.
Yeah, especially if you have like yeah, and certain dogs aren't very good jumpers either, and you'd have some issues with that, I think.
Yeah, so we've just bonged the idea.
Okay.
Where's the bong?
Yeah, I got a buzzer. That's probably about as much as I can do for the. I should get a bong. That'd be cool if I had like a big dong. What else do I have here? Let me take a look. Maybe I'll start. I got the buzz. I thought I had something better though. Maybe not. Oh, I have Ozzy Bear. I don't know why I would play that. I do play it because there's a pitcher on the Cardinals named Michael Wacha, so I like to play that when his name gets mentioned. Well, we'll see if I can find some ways to tie in some of my fun sound effects this morning. We're going to have some fun. Hey, listen, call us if you have your Lhasa Apsu. We'd love to hear from you. 319-354-0800. 319-354-0800. You could also email the program. That is news@kxic.com. That's news@kxic.com. And you can post a question to our Facebook timeline if you have a question. That way, we'd love to answer pet questions and talk about our pets, the ones we love, part of our family here. 319-354-0800. 319-354-0800. I've been telling you about our pets. Lucy and Zoe are our two cats. Lucy is gray and white, and Zoe is orange and white, and two totally different personalities. Lucy was born indoors. Zoe was born outdoors. She has that hunter's mentality. She's always watching the chipmunks and birds and chirping at them and climbing on stuff. And so they are completely different. But they both use the top entry cat box, and I've been touting that. I want people to go out and get that at Petland of Iowa City. It's such a simple invention. I remember when I first got it, I thought, first of all, why didn't I think of that? That's such an easy idea. It just kind of kicks you in the side of the head. You think, why not do this? And then the other thing I thought is that I've been using the real cheap side entry box. It's the one that you normally get at a lot of places, at your marts and other places, that you walk in, the cat walks in the side, and then they walk out. But if you have a cat like ours, they love to get in there and dig and kick over all that litter.
Yeah.
And so they kick it out, and I found myself every day sweeping up and cleaning up that mess. And so you told me about it. I went and got it. Solved the problem. It's like probably once a month nowadays, because there's a little.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I went from we're pretty stringent on keeping things swept up in the house and stuff, and so we were every 2-3 days we were sweeping.
We were the same way.
And you step on it, and you're like, you're like, okay. So then when we put this box in there, we were trying. And then with a cat, hey, try these things out. Tell us what you think of it.
It instantly solved the problem.
Right.
It's great. And that's why I'm like endorsing. I want people to know that it works, and it's a top entry box. So what they do is they climb on top, they go into the box, and our cats weren't scared to do it. They went right in it.
Yeah, you think they won't, but they all will do it.
And then the other thing is, and I don't have this issue in my house, but some people do, is that dogs like to go in fishing for treats in those side entry boxes, which is such an easy way. They just pop their head in there and go to town, which is so
salad bar
gross that they do to begin with. But the top entry box, I can't vouch for this because I haven't. I don't have a dog.
Amazing. Yeah, and again, it works for all sizes of dogs. No dog will put their
they don't like putting their head in there.
Yeah, so, I don't know what the concept is there, but they just don't do it.
So go there to Petland of Iowa City, get that top entry box, and tell us about it. That'd be great to get some personal endorsements from listeners that try, because I'm telling you, it works. So check that out. All right, Big Voice Guy. Do you have any cats, Big Voice Guy? Wow. He's got 10 cats at his house.
He's a crazy cat guy.
He's a crazy cat guy. 10? How do you have those? Oh, he has a top entry box too. So he's got a few of those boxes.
Dude, you hooked me up.
5 boxes for 10 cats. Is that enough? 5 boxes for 10 cats?
A lot of cats will use the same box.
That's a lot of cat litter, though, to go through. But all
He's
right.
made the commitment.
He has committed. He's got. I don't even actually. You know what? We probably shouldn't mention that on the air, because I think that might be a violation. Okay.
Well, they're all spayed or neutered.
Okay.
I don't know.
There are some rules about that. You can only have so many cats. All right, Big Voice Guy. Here we go.
Voice Guy in trouble.
Sorry, Big Voice Guy. All right, this pet story takes us to Indianapolis, Indiana. I've got to tell you something about Indianapolis and Dottie Ray in just a minute. So I'll get to that in a second, but I'm really excited about something that's going on tonight. But let's go to the story here. 13-year-old boy was saved by his dog. It was Ace, his dog, that saved him and helped save a deaf boy from a fire. So this blaze was it started up, and this was back in July, actually just last month, so or a couple months ago now that we're in September. So this last summer though, 2-year-old dog that helped save this boy. So what happened is he usually wears his hearing aids when he's sleeping, but he didn't. He fell asleep and had a nap, and a deaf person sleeping, they will not be able to obviously hear and know when something's going on. Didn't hear the smoke alarms. The smoke alarms are blazing, going off and blaring, but he can't hear them. So his dog, Ace, started licking his face, woke him up, got out of the house, and saved his life. So way to go, Ace. He's being hailed a hero, licking the face of the deaf boy, the 13-year-old boy who didn't have his hearing aids in, and woke him up so he didn't get stuck in that fire. So great story there. Ace, nice job. Now quickly, I'm going to segue to Indianapolis, because that is the site tonight, Ron, which I don't know if you know this or not, but this is big, big news. I'm making sure to tell everybody about it.
It has to do with Dottie Ray.
It is huge news. Dottie Ray has been nominated for a Marconi Award, which is the highest award, the highest esteem you can get in radio. It's where all the big markets, the biggest names of those people are all they're all nominated up there for Marconis, and you have to do something special to be nominated for a Marconi Award. So Dottie Ray with her show ending this year, was nominated, and she is one of 5 finalists for Small Market Personality of the Year. So the award ceremony is tonight. We have J.J. Cook, Clear Channel, our operations manager, in attendance, and he has a note from Dottie that she wrote in case she wins to be accepted and to thank everybody. She was on the air for 54 years, so it says right there, Small Market Personality of the Year for the Marconi Award, Dottie Ray, KXIC.
How can we as listeners help her?
There's no way to help her, but it's just there's a vote that comes in from the board, the National Association of Broadcasters, and there's 5 finalists. She has a 1 in 5 chance, basically, to try and win this.
Can we I
wish we could. The only thing I'm telling people is that if you know Dottie, wish her the best of luck, and hopefully tomorrow I've got a great announcement for everybody on the air. So I think that's awesome. It's in Indianapolis tonight. Dottie was not able to attend, but great news. She's going up against a group here. One other single personality, David Gustafson from Columbus, Nebraska. And then there's some groups of morning shows. It's Bill Barrett, Tim Fox, and Tracy Berry from Eugene, Oregon. You've got Brian Egan, Rusty Bumper is the guy's name, Rusty Bumper, and Amanda Wilson. And then you have Brian Lee and Chris Wolf from Missoula, Montana. So there's a couple morning shows that are in there. But I bet Dottie has 54 years. She's been doing it longer than probably everybody on that list.
Yeah.
Very cool. I just think that's awesome. She deserves it so much.
I'm thinking she's
I hope she gets it, and we can all announce that she's a Marconi Award winner. But she's a finalist, so that's great.
So that's tomorrow?
It's tonight.
Tonight, yeah. So we'll hear about it.
Yep, we'll get it on as soon as we know. So anyway, that is some news from Dottie Ray, and I think it's awesome. She's been on the air for 54 years. She just ended her show in the spring, we know, and we're proud and honored to keep those guests that she had coming into the KXIC studios. We'll be back with more after this. We have a news update, weather and traffic, and we'll be back with more. It's the Positively Petland Show. We're going to learn more about the Lhasa Apsu, put these photos up on Facebook, and hopefully some calls and questions. We'd love to hear from you. If you own a Lhasa Apsu, get ready to call us. Good morning.
Grab a cup of coffee, get that one going.
AM 800 KXIC
Hey, you.
on the air.
Feisty one.
By Iowa Hearing Aid
Hey,
Center's
you.
Digital Studios.
Has anyone ever told you that you're full of useless knowledge? Well, join the club and cash in on those Google searches that went down the rabbit hole. It's Trivia Tuesdays on the Jake Capron Morning Show by Harold. The winner each week gets a gift certificate for Jewelry by Harold in North Liberty. Jewelry by Harold specializes in personalized jewelry. They use the latest technology, and they're more than just a diamond store. Stop by Jewelry by Harold in North Liberty for a cup of coffee and learn more about personalized creations. And tune in each Tuesday to the Jake Capron Morning Show for Trivia Tuesdays, sponsored by Jewelry by Harold.
We're taking a couple of bus trips to Cheeseville to watch some pro football. The Minnesota Green Bay game on Thursday, October 2nd, and the Chicago Green Bay game on November 9th. Package includes deluxe round-trip pre-game tailgate and ticket to the game. Pick the game you want to see.
Oh, yeah, you can call it that.
That makes sense.
I just called them Cava-Lhasa. Lasaliers. I like that. Yeah,
That's the one I'm finding online.
27328. Or log on to 600WMT.com or KKRQ.com.
Good morning in the WMT and KXIC Newsroom. I'm Andy Peterson. The city of Coralville hosting a get-together this week to celebrate and commemorate all the recovery and mitigation efforts since the 2008 flood. Mayor John Liddell says mitigation efforts also have spurred plenty of new development in some of the hardest hit areas.
So many places that back in 2008 were underwater that now have major new construction underway. It just proves that that area is protected, because those investors wouldn't be spending that type of money in those areas if they weren't sure that that area is protected.
Liddell says so far the mitigation efforts have totaled about $60 million, and the city has 2 projects left. The Iowa Board of Regents voting to ask the Iowa legislature for nearly $523 million in funding next year for the state's 3 public universities. The amount includes $12.9 million to prevent cuts to the University of Iowa's budget as the state's 3 public universities transition to a new funding model. Administrative law judge recommending Washington County Attorney Larry Brock pay a $1,000 fine for knowingly violating Iowa's open records law. The Iowa Public Information Board accusing Brock of waiting 94 days to provide public records to Robert Belmer, which Judge Margaret LaMarche called unreasonable in her 12-page ruling. Belmer was fired in January as a Washington County park ranger and used Iowa's open records law to seek correspondence between Brock and Conservation Board members from November 1st, 2013 through March 1st, 2014. Brock telling LaMarche
They're just kind of like playing a tag game.
Yeah, they're starting to get spunky here.
Well, one is saying, hey, I want you to play. The other one's like, I would like to spell it up for a
Police and Technical relatives broke down in tears as they confirmed him during a sentencing hearing yesterday.
Come on. You give it back to him. That's what you got to do.
Third trial after 2 earlier trials ended in hung juries. The man who tackled an active shooter at the Jackson County Courthouse on Tuesday recounted today's events. Larry Buck Coos says he was protecting his friends when he tackled former city manager Francis Gus Glazier after Glazier pulled a gun out of his briefcase towards the end of a supervisor's meeting. Glazier was upset with Assessor Deb Lane about the tax evaluation of his house.
He shoots, and that's my clue in my head. Time to go. But as he's shooting, he's following. He's starting to follow her.
As everyone ran from the room, Coos says he and Glazier fell through a glass door, and that's when Glazier fired a second shot, killing himself. Jesus, after the shot, he thought,
I'm like reading over here. Come tearing around the corner.
The University of Iowa announced it plans to create a program that will allow some students to earn their undergraduate degree in 3 years. University President Sally Mason telling the Board of Regents the program will be implemented by the end of this academic year, and the idea is to save students money.
Did you intentionally me on the radio in the background?
The degree in 3 years.
Yes,
they take
that looks pretty cool, actually.
Academic
I had a couple of better pictures of you, but they were not clear of the copies. So I was speaking a couple of different ones.
Similar position in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Her last day will be September 19th, and the city will hold an open house in her honor.
That's cute, too.
That day. You can find updated news and video online and on demand 24/7 at KXIC.com. I'm Andy Peterson
That's a little
reporting.
longer.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. Those are different puppies.
Yeah, that's not the one.
I hope you found that tall jacket or at least a heavy sweatshirt.
Customer.
Want it today.
Listeners are going, what's going on here?
Is that back up?
Yeah,
right?
it looked like the same.
Time saver, total traffic.
Watch your speed on Hawkeye Drive in Hiawatha
one
as
is
it's
it?
down to one lane of traffic in several locations south of Casino Drive for about the next 3 weeks. Also in rural Lynn County, Monticello Road from Highway 13 east for 3 miles just past Prairie Brook Road is closed at this time. In Iowa City, Jefferson Street and Glendale Road between
Must have been an old photo you
7
sent
is experiencing
There we go.
lane closures
Perfect.
to expect delays. See a diet let us know.
Sports, and then we're back for the second half of the show.
209-395-0545.
I got a little bit of an update on some interesting insight of those vicious dogs.
Okay. Wasn't there something left over from last week? Or maybe that was.
That's the only thing I was gonna.
I thought there was something you said you wanted to get to this week, but
All right, what did we do? We talked about
training.
what were we training?
Some kind of. Oh, I don't maybe not. I might be misremembering that. I don't-
One of the surprise players for the Hawkeyes this year
Here, do you,
is
is it
Joey Westbrand.
on yours? Wait, no. What's that?
Walked on at Iowa.
Post.
Hard work.
Right, but
Yeah,
I
there
don't know.
wasn't a post from last week.
Starting
I put one
linebacker.
up this week, but
As a surprise, his former high school coach put.
I think I just put the photo of the dog
the
up
work
there
ethic
last week.
and the
But there was no
talent
dog
to
last week.
actually play at Iowa, and it is a dream come true for his former star athlete. Those old team is off to a good start at 2-0. We'll feature the West Branch Bears tonight at 6 o'clock on KCRG TV9. College volleyball last night. Mount Mercy hosted Ashford.
Got my mother-in-law signed up for Facebook.
Yeah,
She's always on.
is she? That's funny.
On KCRG TV9,
My mom is on, too. It is fun. She likes it because she gets to keep up to date with Jack and all the photos and all that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Welcome back. It's the Positively Petland Show, AM 800 KXIC. I'm Jay Caper. It's 50 degrees at the KXIC studios, and really, it's not getting much warmer than that today. It's 8:36 and 50 right now. We're getting into the low 60s today, and that's about it for our high. Tomorrow, right about where we're at is our high. It's in the low 50s tomorrow for your high with some rainfall. But I do have some good news. If you're going to the ball game, like many of us are, on Saturday, 62 and sunny for a football game. That's about right.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
it'll be great for the players. Is there a wind?
On Saturday,
Yeah.
it looks like it doesn't indicate anything
Yeah,
about
so
wind.
that'll be beautiful for the fans.
Yeah, if it was strong wind, they usually would put that up here. So Expect sunshine at 62 as the Hawkeyes and Cyclones clash heads.
Beautiful
It's
football.
always fun. I-80 is going to be packed. People come in from Ames. So get there early and try not to get stuck in all that traffic. Of course, we have traffic updates on our bumper brigade from the Iowa State Patrol. They're up in the airplane giving us updates. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is nice.
Nice. So good way to keep in touch. And when you wake up, put on 800 and listen into the game, and you'll know everything you need to know before the game starts at 2:30 for your kickoff. Ron Salzer's here, the Petland. This is the Positively Petland show. We have two Lhasa Apsu Cavalier King Charles mixes. We're calling them Lhasa Leers. We've got two of them in the studio, and they are the photos up there on Facebook if you'd like to take a look. You can see these two cute puppies, which one is chewing on my shoelace, literally, right now. Hey, knock it off. Come here. There we go. All right, now I've got you. You are cute. All right, so you can take a look at these photos on Facebook. If you have a Lhasa Apsu, we'd love to hear from you this morning. 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. Even if it's a Lhasa Apsu mix like these guys, you can go ahead and call us. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll get you that free bag of treats and free bag of dog food just for contributing to the show. We like getting firsthand ideas of what these breeds are like. So feel free to call us at any time, 319-354-0800. Or if you just have a pet question, maybe something's going on in your house and you can't get it to stop, you need a solution, maybe Ron can help you with that. 319-354-0800. So, Ron, tell us about this Lhasa Apsu.
Busy taking pictures of you just now. You're cuddling up with that little thing. These are way above average as far as cuteness. I don't. They are so cute. You know, you picture the toy animal type things that we have on our beds and stuff, and those the cutest. This is it, like times 10.
Yeah.
They're just amazing, and their expressions are extremely cute.
Yeah.
The Lhasa Apsu is a breed that's one of those that have been around for a long time. It's been, this dates back to the Tibetans, so many hundreds, thousands, type of years. It was introduced to America back in 1933 by the 13th Dalai Lama.
Oh, really?
Isn't that kind of interesting? Yeah, he gave it as a gift, and then introduced it to our country here. Lhasa Apsus, I don't see many Lhasas out and about. It is something still of not a rare breed, but something you don't see too often. So it's something unique. In this case, the Cavalier was mixed with the Lhasa. What they're doing at that point, there's two things. One is it does make a beautiful looking puppy. It takes two beautiful dogs and mixes them into one, and you get this power punch of beauty. Then the second thing is the Cavalier has such a great personality to it, really family oriented, really gentle and all that. Brings that into the Lhasa. The Lhasa, I like the way people describe them: joyful and mischievous, dignified and aloof. So it brings that one maybe a little down a notch or so. It gets that friendliness, hugely part of the breed. So some really neat history of them. I think it's interesting that the Dalai Lama has introduced them to us. The Lhasa Apsu by itself is a very low shedding dog. So they say that there is a little bit of shedding, but primarily it's a non-shedding dog. So if you're looking for that aspect, that's a quality that you're going to see here. It was mixed with the Spaniel, which is definitely a shedding dog. And so you're going to possibly see a little bit more shedding on this dog. Right now, the way the hair is coming in, it definitely looks like it's predominantly taking on the Lhasa aspects and is going to be that low shed type of puppy into a dog.
Snuggly, too.
Yeah.
These two, or at least that one that I was just picking up, he or she was...
That's the little boy.
He's loving it.
Again, it's been a trend here on the air. The little lady is a little bit bigger than the boy in this case. And
we had Big Mama and Little Joe recently, if you remember.
Right, and so we've got that same trend going right here. Both of them very beautiful. The grooming aspects of this breed is going to be, you're going to have some maintenance going on there. Don't get a non-shedding dog thinking that it's maintenance-free just because I don't have to clean up the shed around the house. Now you're going to have to go to the groomer every month to every 3 months, depending on what kind of cut you're getting, so that you keep that coat under control. The daily brushing is going to be part of your life as well, to keep the matting and things out, or things that gather up into the coat out. Washing, is going to be on about a once a week with a conditioner, and get the blow dryer out and a comb because that's the kind of hair that you're looking at here. You're going to need that to be fluffed up and detangled and all that, so you're going to have to take care of it in that way. So there is some maintenance, and that's something after many years I thought grooming, oh, that's so simple, that's such an easy way to go. I found out that when you have that non-shedding dog, yes, that is there's more maintenance on your aspect. You don't have that shedding side of things, but you do have some other things that you got to take care of. So a nice, gentle breed that we have in here today. Great family dog, playful, active, indoors and out. Is fine for apartments. So this is on the smaller side, so you can have them get all the exercise that they need indoors, and they will love to get out, run with you, walk with you. They'll like to go on that long walk. They're a little bit bigger on the smaller side, so they'll be able to go walk with you and have a good time with you.
Cool. The Lhasa Apso is the breed of the week. 319-354-0800. 319-354-0800. If you have a question about your pets, if there's an issue going on at home, or if you just want to claim your free bag of treats and free bag of dog food for having a Lhasa Apso. We just heard they're pretty rare, but we'd love to hear from you if you have one. 319-354-0800 and claim your free bag of treats and free bag of dog food here at the KXIC Studios 2 Lhasa Leers, Lhasa Apso, Cavalier King Charles mixes, and they are super cute. The photo's up on Facebook right now. So what else do you have for us today, Ron?
I wanted just a quick update on, we were talking last week about the violent breed laws and things that we have across the state and how that's changing, and it's changing for the better. I think it's one of those things where you write the law and it makes sense, and you go, yeah, that's what we need, and then you get it in place and you go, oh, shoot, it wasn't quite doing what we thought it was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, predominantly across the state, if there is a law on the books, it is predominantly, not every one of them are, is they're breed specific. So they're targeting the pit bulls and stuff like that. I was talking with one of the animal control officers right here in Iowa City, and just getting their take on all of that, and it was interesting. They said, yeah, we need to stop focusing on the breed, because let's say that breed even gets taken away from that owner because of a situation and all that. The same thing happens with the next breed. No matter what breed they get, they work with them and they get them. They don't take care of them, or they get them into that violent part of things, and it is the owner. We hear that over and over again. That's propagating it.
Let's go to the phone lines here this morning. Good morning. Who's this? Hey, Bob. Do you have a Lhasa Apso? Hey, great. We'll get you set up with a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food. What's the name of your Lhasa Apso? Sophie?
Sophie.
How old is Sophie? 7. Is it a purebred or a mix? Okay. Okay.
Gotta love them.
Great. So 7 years old. What's the personality like? Huh. Oh, yeah. They play.
Yes.
They play together pretty good there. Yeah. Great. Well, Sophie, hopefully she enjoys these free treats and free bag of dog food. What you do is go to Petland, and Ron will have your name there, and we'll get you set up with that. And we thank you for calling. Anything else you want to mention about Sophie? Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. All right. It's that easy. See? You just call up, tell us about your Lhasa Apso, and then you get a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food. So 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. That's the number to call. If you have one, we'd love to hear from you today. A Lhasa Apso is the breed of the week. We just learned a little bit more. We have 2 Lhasa Apso / Cavalier King Charles. They're called Lhasa Leers, apparently, and they're super cute, really cuddly dogs here. And there's new photos up on Facebook if you want to take a look at these. They're right there on Facebook. I've got a new one up there of me holding that little one up. The little boy, you said it was, right? The one I was holding.
Yes.
And so you can check that out at KXIC's Facebook page. 319-354-0800. 319-354-0800. That is the number to call. I'm Jay Capron. Hope you're doing well here as we wake you up with the latest local news, sports, and information.
Bob brings up a really good point in that he noticed on the front end that there was, some agitation, some running away type thing. That's not uncommon for the Lhasa Apso itself breed. In fact, there's a little bit of, hey, make sure you socialize this one. But this gets on to the next topic that we're talking about here. We need to socialize all of our dogs that we bring into the home, and socialize them with not only our family but our friends and those people that walk through the door. That way your dog understands that everybody's okay. Everybody's part of the pack. There's no threat to that person, that stranger that you come up to. And in Bob's case, right at the beginning, it sounded like, yeah, there was some threat, and took a little time on that one. It sounds like 6 months. That was normally it would buddy up a little quicker, so there might have been something that he was trying to work with. And also, it was a little bit of an older dog, and so you're going to see that slower to warm up aspect of it. The younger you can socialize the dog with many people, the better it is. Now dovetailing that into what's in the news across the state as far as the violent breed type discussions that are occurring, what they're coming down to is they focused on specific breeds. Yet, did we all know we have pit bull as a bad word in our brain right now because of what we're seeing today? But do you know that in 40 years ago, 60 years ago, it was the all-American dog?
The pit bull?
Yeah, the pit bull.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was what the TV shows would have. Spanky and the kids, their dog was a pit bull. Also, pit bulls used to be a little smaller. They bred them up in size a little bit over the years. So you'll see that in the past. So here we went from a all-American, everybody wants this breed, and to what we are today.
Yeah.
And it's the people that are doing it, and that's what the law enforcement is finding out when they go. It's the people that are teaching these dogs to do these things. So they said, hey, we need to rewrite the laws, and who better to kind of talk through that kind of stuff and find out what's the reality of the situation. That there was a lot of dogs that were being unjustly pigeonholed into this category, and they're like, hey, this thing, like, here, it'll roll over for you right now. Be submissive and all that. So I think the right trends are occurring in there. I did ask also, I go, well, okay, is this really a big deal for you on a daily basis? And she said that it isn't. It's a small part of what we do. When it becomes an issue, it's a big issue. And it's sensationalized and all that. And I said, well, what's your day-to-day? What takes your time? What's the bigger issue here? She goes, it's just the basic, I lost my dog. We found this dog, getting them back together again, that kind of issue.
Okay, at the Iowa City Animal Shelter.
Yeah. Okay. So it's nice to hear that we don't seem to have a big issue here. While it's always there. I also reviewed, what do we have as far as laws here in Iowa City? We have a dangerous animal law, so it doesn't just focus on any specific breed. It is general, and it also goes beyond dogs. There are fines for the owner, but that's about as far as it goes. Where across the state, the trend that we're seeing is the fines are there, but they're looking to up that up a little bit more to give emphasis on responsibility of the ownership.
Interesting. Certainly worth mentioning on the Pet Show. 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. We have time for probably one more. If somebody has a Lhasa Apso and they want to call and get their free bag of treats, free bag of dog food. It could be a mix, too. It doesn't have to be purebred. 319-354-0800. That is the phone number to call if you have a Lhasa Apso or just a question about anything. We're willing to get those questions answered right here on KXIC. You can also email news@kxic.com. I haven't checked that box here for a while. I do have some photos up there on KXIC's Facebook timeline if you want to take a look at the Lhasa Apso mixes here. We have Lhasa Lears in studio. It's a Lhasa Apso and a Cavalier King Charles mix. There's two of them, and they are cute. They're right here at the KXIC studios, running around. Where are they, sleeping now?
They're finding the chew aspect of things.
Chew on everything they can find. 319-354-0800. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the bed. It's the bed season.
Yeah, that's right.
Things are getting cooler out, so everybody's starting to hey, I need to get Fido a new bed. There are some really unique beds that are coming out that you got the traditional rounds and things like that where they curl up. My tips on picking out a bed, if you're in the potty training phase, get the thin beds so that you can clean them up real quick. You can see if there's any wetting going on. Give them a little bit of, hey, you got to sit in it type thing. If you do wet the bed, so that they stop wetting the bed. If they continue to do it even on the flat bed, you take the bed away and let them then be on the flat surface in your kennel. But once they get beyond that phase, so 6 months, you've got a good 3 months of no accidents or anything like that. Hey, now you can start getting a fluffier bed for them at night and everything, and that's what we've done in our house. And we get beds that match the decor in our house. It's neat that there's this variety out there. And so you get these beds, so for the kennel or for if you just have them out in the room, get some bed. When you're getting the bed, think of maintenance aspects of it. Can I easily wash this up? Because we all know that these pets have odors, and occasionally they might have an accident. So how are you going to handle that with the bed that you're choosing? Some of the unique beds that we're seeing coming out, think of the cat in the hat portion of the cat in the hat.
Okay.
Think of that. Make it really thick and poofy. And it's just like this little tunnel that they can go into and really get cozied up. I think some dogs would do okay. Cats will love this.
I don't know if my cat would ever come back out.
Yeah. We are selling droves of those.
What are they
things.
called? Do you know what they're called?
We just have,
Cat in a hat.
That's what we did. When we saw them at the trade show, we put them on our heads and said, look, it's Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
So it's just fun. And we just said, hey, cats are going to love this. Customers are already just taking them. We've reordered them a couple of times already in the store, and we just are now coming into the bed.
And they're nice and soft.
Oh, hugely. Think of about 8 inches of fluff around the total. This thing is. The cat will get into it and go, oh yeah.
I could know this.
And then the other ones, think of UGG boots. We'll put it in a bed form, and it's just this nice, really fluffy, pillowy, brown with the
fur around the outside.
With the fur.
Yeah.
Is there a song on that?
That's. Do you have a sleep number bed? Do you have?
I am waiting for that to happen, but that's going to be an expensive option.
Yeah, they could choose if they want it a little bit more firm, or they put their paw on it and change the sleep.
Right.
Reclining beds. Right.
So there's all these really cool beds out there. Come in and check them out. My last tip for beds is when you get that stinky bed, and it just has those pet odors, even if they're not making accidents, they just kind of take on a smell. What you want to do is take that stain and odor remover with the enzyme in it that you're using for the potty cleanups and all that.
Stuff's like magic.
Yep. Put it in the washer with the beds. If you haven't washed the bed for a while, wash it a couple of times, but use that stain and odor remover on the chlorine or the softener cycle. Let it go through that bed, and it will remove those pet odors that get a little, like if you're thinking, maybe I can revive this bed, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to make it fresh smelling again.
Nice.
We have done it hugely. We do it every single time we wash our beds for the pet beds, and it just makes them wonderfully smelling. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, Ron Salzer's been here this hour from Petland of Iowa City. Thanks for tuning in. The Lhasa Apsu was the breed of the week. We heard about the amazing pet store of the week from Indianapolis, a boy who was deaf, who was sleeping, and his dog saved him by licking his face when the fire started. So that was kind of a cool story. And again, it's been fun. It's always fun. We have puppies running around. You can see what they look like on our Facebook page if you'd like. I've got today's top headlines coming up. We have a community calendar as well. No Cubs baseball today. They're off. They take on the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow, and then they get into a weekend series. And I believe we'll be able to play the Cubs game after the post-game show for the Hawkeyes and Cyclones. After the Hawks take it to those Cyclones, we can tune in. Hopefully that happens anyway.
It's happening.
It's happening.
There's no doubt.
You heard it here first. Ron Salzer. What's the score? How about a score? So I can replay this next week.
Score, what? Iowa State, they're going to get
3 for Iowa State. Oh, my goodness. You think that defense is going to...
What, 27?
All right, 27-3.
There it is.
I don't see that. Well, who knows?
Mark it in your calendar.
27-3. I will replay this next week if you're right. If you're not, we'll just ignore it. Forget about it, okay?
Yeah, that's what we...
All right. We'll be back with more after this. Amy Hunter, KXIC. Today's top headlines coming up. Thanks for joining us.